it's like
respect for him to take me.
Well,
because if we really think about it, he's talking all this that he got experience, and he has, I think, less fights than me. I think that he didn't really fight nobody really other than Lomachenko and Linares, and you lost. So if your experience is losing, I don't want that experience. You know what I mean? I don't want that experience to lose. So really, this is his, either he's gonna get to the top or not kind of fight for him. Me, I'm still that young gun coming up, so I keep on hearing him talking about he's gonna knock me out, he's gonna do this, he's gonna do that. Like, you're not gonna do that. You couldn't even knock out a 126 pounder in Loma, or you couldn't even. I mean, he's not gonna beat me, and that's just the facts of the matter. It's just he's not gonna beat me. He's talking a big game, but he's gonna learn real quick that I hit a lot harder than Loma.
Well, you've taken the words out of my mouth. That over here in the UK, the general consensus is that you're taking a big risk here by stepping up at this point in your career against someone, Luke Campbell, who we think probably is one of our biggest underachievers, good technicians from his Olympic background. From what you've just said, flip that. You know, it's Luke Campbell's to lose. It's Luke Campbell's pressure on his shoulders. You don't quite see it like that over there.
Yeah, I definitely don't see it like that. I just see him. You know, this is last chance, but I'm gonna put the nail in the coffin now. I'm gonna have to do that to him. He had a lot of chances, a lot of quick chances. He got to me, he got fast tracked, of course, because he won the gold medal. But I've watched his fights. I'll pull up hold up one second. I got a screenshot of the guys he fought to get to those Loma fights, the Linares fight. He didn't fight nobody. Then you go and fight Yvonne Mendy, which I never personally heard of, and then he lost. So what experience do you got, really? You don't have that much experience other than the gold medal. And we all can see that the amateurs is a lot different from the pros. I've been training with the pound-for-pound champion. I've been in Southern California, we got gyms full of champions.
Those are the words of Ryan Garcia as he states that Luke Campbell took a gamble fighting him. And the spiel that Garcia says, he says that, hey, well, I'm the up young gun. He's the guy, he's on his third, this is like his third strike, so to speak. He says he has the experience, but he lost. So what merits his experience when it comes to Ryan Garcia? Now, there is some truth to that, but then again, it's some truth that, yeah, you did lose, you know, but the question is, did you learn anything from the losses? It's one thing to say I have experience, but it's another thing to grow from that experience. And I think that's what Ryan Garcia is saying. And he's also saying, well, hey, if you had to lose, you know, though, and by losing, that's what gives you the experience. I don't need that. I don't want that type of experience. However, I think, again, it's what you've learned. So Luke Campbell can learn a lot from getting in there with someone like Lomachenko or Linares, which is about the same speed factor, I'm safe to say, around Ryan Garcia. So he's seen a lot. Okay, on Luke Campbell's end, Luke Campbell is a guy that's been in there with guys that he's never been in there with. On top of that, he says he hasn't fought anyone. He's fought two more guys that's been known more than the guys that you fought. So I had to counterpunch Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia, this is his first test. Now, I agree with Ryan Garcia. This is Luke Campbell's third test because at 32 years of age, he's not going to be any better or get any better than he is right now. Not at 32, I don't think. Okay. And even if he does, he won't get the opportunities like he got with the first two times or after this fight. So if he does lose to Ryan Garcia, it's over. As far as serious top competition, sure, he'll get other fights. He will get paid. He will be respected for what he does and who he's been in there with. But Ryan Garcia, if he beats him, he's going to join that group of people that beat Luke Campbell. Okay, and I think it's good for Ryan Garcia fighting someone like Luke because you do have Lomachenko. You do have Jorge Linares. Okay, then, of course, if he wins, you have himself because then he can argue that he is one of the top fighters in that division from beating that particular guy. So as long as that guy doesn't have a gang of losses, you can always join that group of special elite people to beat certain fighters that are also very, very good, like Luke Campbell. Okay. Also, Ryan Garcia says he feels disrespected by Luke saying that he's going to knock him out and stop him. Well, I think Luke feels at 32 that he can do that. That's how he's supposed to feel. Ryan Garcia, he took this fight. He agreed to everything. That's what you're supposed to do. See, this fight here is very, I anticipate this fight very, very much because you have Ryan Garcia. He's like the young De La Hoya in retrospect, taking on the best at his time. And I think it's better than a lot of those De La Hoya fights because a lot of those fighters, though, were kind of aging. Okay, so De La Hoya was that young smoking gun. Not taking anything away from De La Hoya. He was a beast, a technician at that weight class. However, you know, Ryan Garcia is that person now that he has to beat these guys to be considered with the Tank Davises, with the Lomachenkos, even though he pulled a cheap shot with the 126-pounder, you know, because for one, Lomachenko has acclimated at 130, has acclimated at 135 to the best that he probably could. He's a shorter, smaller guy that way. He's not the tallest, but he's definitely acclimated, especially during a pass, should I say, 130. Okay, so 126-pounder, that's just like calling Manny Pacquiao lightweight. You know what I mean? It's disrespectful because he's been there a few times, at least 5 or 6 fights. So, but it does get you to really to think, how hard does Ryan Garcia punch? Can he hurt Luke Campbell? You know, so it's a very good question. That's why this matchup is very good. And Ryan hasn't been in there with anybody like this. You know, so I think the thing for Ryan, I think he should just chill and realize that Luke Campbell, if he beats Luke Campbell, that guy will be the best person on his resume. Okay, down there the only person. So guess what? Ryan Garcia has to beat him and another elite fighter to be where Luke Campbell is right now. But I get what Ryan's saying. He didn't beat him. He lost. But just to be in the ring with someone, you should learn something. Something you should gather and take from that particular fight, win or lose. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Ryan Garcia saying that this is the last draw for Luke Campbell. I'm going to put the last nail in the coffin. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.